The little girl's tears turned into shimmering pearls as they fell. I was hiding next door and witnessed the whole thing with my own eyes. She had no idea those pearls were worth anything. She swept them aside like they were trash. I followed the sound, felt my way over, and pried open a loose board. Sure enough, the pearls were right there waiting. That chance encounter changed my life forever. Years later, I became a wealthy merchant with more money than I knew what to do with. I'd been a street kid for as long as I could remember, scraping by on whatever I could salvage at the docks. The moment the crew started unloading, I grabbed whatever I could and take off before anyone noticed. At night, I'd find some empty apartment and crash there until morning. One night, I heard shouting through the wall next door. Through a crack in the door, I could see a stepmother slapping a young girl around, mocking her frail, good-for-nothing father. Later that night, the girl broke down crying. A faint glow seeped through the wall and caught my attention. I pressed my eye against the hole and watched as the girl's tears transformed into gleaming pearls, rolling down her cheeks and hitting the floor with a crisp, delicate sound. My heart was pounding out of my chest. I pried the board open, grabbed the pearls, and headed straight to the pawn shop to cash them in. The pawnbroker picked up the tiny pearl, and his expression shifted immediately. It was the smallest pearl he'd ever seen. Look at something that fine, and he accused me of stealing it. To clear my name, I told him everything about the girl and pulled out a second pearl as proof. He told me to come back tomorrow, said he couldn't give me an answer right now, and shut the shop in a hurry. He took the pearls straight to a jeweler for an appraisal. The jeweler examined them closely through his magnifying glass. He had never laid eyes on anything so beautiful. He asked the pawnbroker where they came from. The pawnbroker grinned and told him the whole unbelievable story. The jeweler didn't laugh. He listened carefully, then suddenly jumped to his feet, frantically flipping through an old encyclopedia until he landed on a page describing a legend strikingly similar that Eve's tears of sorrow would turn to pearls.
I put my faith in money. Question is, what are they worth? Pearls of sorrow? They're priceless, said the jeweler.
Right then and there, the jeweler offered the largest diamond in his shop in exchange for the pearls. The pawnbroker turned him down flat.
I know your type. If you say it's worth one, then I know it's worth two.
The broker bought my pearl for just $2, telling me it wasn't worth much. But to me, $2 felt like a fortune. I used that money to buy the girl a box of chocolates. Her face lit up when she got it. After that, she never cried again. Without her tears, there were no more pearls and no more deals to be made. I came clean to the broker, told him I'd fallen for the girl and couldn't bring myself to make her cry anymore. He smacked me hard across the face.
You idiot! You fool! Life gives you one shot. Just one. You don't marry the first girl you see. She'll bleed you dry like a vampire. To the bones! You have a choice. Either she cries and you get rich, or she smiles and you stay in your hole forever.
The things he said got inside my head. I convinced myself I had nothing to offer her, that I'd never be able to make her happy, so I never made a move. Days dragged on. The girl kept waiting for the mystery person with the chocolates to come back, but I never showed. She started crying again. I didn't stop her. I let greed win out over my conscience. The next day, I brought the pearls back to the broker. I figured I deserved more this time. He paid me 10 times what he'd given me before. With the money, I bought myself new clothes and a few gifts. But when I came back, I found out the girl's father had been in a car accident. She was absolutely devastated, and that night she cried her heart out for hours. I sat quietly on the other side of the wall and kept her company through the whole night without her ever knowing. The next morning, everything went dead silent. I peered through the crack in the door. The girl and her family were gone. I stood there for a moment, then turned my gaze to the spot where the pearls used to fall. I tore the floorboard wide open. It was packed piled high with pearls. I brought a whole box of pearls to the broker and laid out my terms. 1 box of pearls for 1 box of $100 bills. The greedy broker turned his place upside down and still couldn't scrape together enough. I told him I'd be back, and if that box wasn't full by the time I returned, I'd take my business elsewhere. He sold his pawn shop to the jeweler at a rock-bottom price, then walked away smirking like he'd gotten the better end of the deal. After he left, the jeweler stepped outside just as a crate accidentally tumbled off the dock, spilling out a jumble of pearls mixed in with fish. He picked one up and took a long look.
Monsieur, over here! Do you know what this is? These? Oh, it's the newest thing. It's from Japan. It's called plastic.
The pearls is plastic. I traded a box of plastic pearls for a small fortune and became a wealthy man. In my old age, I sat down and told the whole story to my granddaughter.
Did she even exist?
It's always the story that gives something its value. Only the story, never the object. And personally, I still find it beautiful.